Well, it's been a bit since I addressed the mind map, and so I want to go back and take a look at that and add some things and just review what I have written there. All right, so going and looking at the mind map, we got the rules for this challenge, which were to post 2 videos a day, to when I don't know what to do and I feel like I have to get serious to figure it out, I just listen to the positive voice and don't act until I have something to learn from it. I'm glad I read that again because I honestly don't think I've been doing a great job at that, although I've been doing okay. And then when I don't listen to the positive voice, I'll report it and learn from it. That has definitely happened, but I don't know if it's anything reportable. It's just small times of losing my temper and getting very anxious or worried. And frankly, most of it is related to me not having faith that things will work out okay because I get worried and I feel like I have to work really hard and put in a lot of effort to make something happen. So I'm going to write that. Actually, you know what? I am going to, now that I think about it, I'm going to create a new thing. What causes me to listen to the negative voice? Worry that things will not be okay. Basically, just a lack of faith. Let's move that over there. And let's also say tiredness. I'll put fatigue, parentheses, sleepy, or physically exhausted. And I'm going to say, actually going to say food or eating unhealthy food leads to fatigue. Participating in things that evoke negative thoughts. Gossip, complaining, news or articles about, quote, problems, mostly if they address them as problems rather than challenges. I'm also going to say arguing, not disagreeing, but letting myself get emotionally triggered by something someone says or does. That's pretty good. Let's go back to our tips. Well, let's look at this real quick and just see if there's anything to add here. Positive voice sounds like confident, light, and let's change this to feels because it really is feels. That's an interesting commentary on the imperfection of language in general. You're using words to try to describe a feeling or a thought or something, but it's not the thing. It's not perfect. It just is as close as we can get. Positive voice, confident, light, assured, optimistic, uplifting, and supporting. I'm just going to add full of faith. It's not faithful the way that we normally use it. I think these are actually pretty good words, to be honest. K, negative voice, pessimistic, overbearing, heavy, dark, anxious, gripping, constraining, concerned that I have made or will make a mistake. Also agree. What listening to the positive voice is not. Ignoring your feelings, ignoring real things. Okay, so now the only other thing that I do want to add is contrast is feeling negatively, quote, bad. The goal is not to never feel negative. It's to retain control and not let negative feelings overpower me. All kinds of feelings are necessary so you can feel the opposite way. Negative feelings aren't bad, but how you deal with them can lead you away from your goals. I think that's a big one for me. And it is a principle that applies to a lot of things in life, but things themselves aren't good or bad. It's hard to say that anything is really good or bad, but what you can say is, for example, if you really want a happy, healthy family, and you make choices that make it very unlikely that you will ever get married and have children, or let's say you decide to go and get sterilized, medically, so that you cannot produce your own children, but you want a happy family. That's a choice that you make. It's not bad, but it is counter to your goals. So you will not be able to have your own children if you don't have your reproductive functioning. And you can live a life like that. A lot of people have. A lot of people either have made the choice, or they have, with against their will, not been able to have kids. And a lot of people have had kids and lost them, and all sorts of different things. You can still make everything wonderful. It's just, if you know what your goals are, and it's great to decide what your goals are, then you should probably do things that bring you closer to your goals. So the one thing that I will say that I have been learning throughout this challenge is that listening to the positive voice is by no means an immediate cure for everything, but what it does for me is it gives me the ability to be open to more productive ideas. And really, that's how I would categorize most of life. It's not good and bad. It's productive and unproductive. Tony Robbins says things that serve you, or it's what you want and what you don't want. That's another way to say it. Just because you don't want something doesn't mean it's bad. But if you have a goal in your life that you want to reach, the more things that you do that help you reach that goal, the closer your life will be to what you wanted. And also, it's good to remember, though, that if things outside of your control don't work out, then that doesn't mean that you can't have a good life. It just means that now your life is going to be different. If you had some accident and now you can't have babies, and that's all you ever wanted, well, now you get the wonderful experience of trying to adopt, or trying to have a surrogate, or just being a mentor to people, being a big brother or big sister, or working as a teacher for kids, or any number of things that could get you closer to your goals. But at the same time, sometimes we have a goal that we think is hugely important, and so we pursue that goal and we might get knocked off path, but that's not bad. That's what listening to the positive voice does. What listening to the positive voice does is it allows you to handle the speed bumps and the times in your life when you are derailed from your course, and it gives you good ideas of how to deal with that and get either back on track or choose a new track. And instead of wallowing in self-pity and having it ruin your life, it's not that you don't feel sad. You can feel sad, you can mourn temporarily, but doing that for a long time is not going to get you what you want. So that's the really cool thing about listening to the positive voice, is that it opens you up to ideas and possibilities that you hadn't previously been thinking about, because for one reason or another you were focused on how bad things are. And when I say you, I mean me, because that's what I am learning. I'm trying to apply it to a broader audience, but really that is how it's been for me. So anyway, that is it. Glad I went through this, and talk to you later.